Okay, so today is May 31 of 2025, and I'm going to be going over the market outlook for the, I guess, foreseeable future. Um, but anyway, so on this side I have ES, this side I have NQ. On this side I'll put SPY, and then on this one I'll put Q. Same charts, but different uh, what do you call that? Same charts basically, but these are different tickers. These are the ones most people look at when they are looking for an entry into the market. But I use this one because it's more fluid, and this one trades 24/7 for the most part. Um, okay, so I'm expecting a market pullback, and the reason why I expect a market pullback is because I always look at I always look for a specific pattern. Typically, when price wants to go up, it first has to come down, and the same is vice versa. When the market goes down, it always has to go up first. And the reason why I say that is because it's kind of like when you I guess, how do I explain it really? Um, oh yeah, so everybody's like in a frenzy to get into the market. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people added here because they thought the market was going to go crazy, but that's the market, giving them an indication to get in long, so they get in long here. And then what does the market do? It does a tiny little pullback, getting more people interested. Um, and then the market keeps on going higher. And then what does it do here? It immediately rejects, scaring all of these people and all of these people out of the market. Because what is it going to do? It's probably going to come back down here and then finally go back up. That's pretty much what I'm expecting um, to happen. I want to see the market come down into this area here, or at least into these areas here. I don't think it comes down into this area for some reason. I think it comes down into this area here on SPY and Q. It's the 566 area. I'm looking at the 5 May for the low of 5 May. Same thing here, the low of 5 May. I think on ES it doesn't reach this area, but on NQ it might very well do so. So for NQ, or the Qs, QQQ for the tech companies, we might see price come back into 480, 470 area. If it doesn't, then it might just come down to into this area before it continues going higher. Technically speaking, this area here, this area from 466 to 492 is what everybody's watching. They want price to come down into this area and then see it jump back up. But the market's just been so strong lately. It might not even come down into this area. Um, so for the Qs, that's what I'm looking for. The Qs, I'm basically just looking for a drop into this area here, this huge gap here, and then maybe we get the draw higher. So it would be maybe the 490 area. Um, Actually, I'm looking for a specific picture. Where is it? Oh, here it is. All right, so this is what I look for. Uh, when the market goes up, it first has to come down. And the reason I say that is because kind of like, how do I explain it? Oh, here we go. There we go. So again, everybody's is jumping in, expecting the market to go higher. And what does it do? It does a pullback right here. And these people go into a frenzy trying to get long. They jump in, and what happens? It immediately comes down, flushes them out, gets a lot of people scared, and then the price finally takes off. So that's what I'm looking for. I want price to sweep all of these lows, come down into this area here, and then continue to draw higher. Uh, the reason why I was bullish bias here is because it came down into discount, right? So price came into discount and then immediately started drawing higher. And so that's what I'm looking for here. Uh, yeah, that's what I'm looking for here. We got sweep of top high, and like I said, a lot of people were like in a frenzy trying to get long, and they got in long, thinking the market was going to continue to go higher. But what does it do? It continues. It immediately rejects. Now, there's a possibility that this may be the low, and then it just continues going higher next week. And if that happens, then there's no entry. I want price to come back down into this area here, and then continue to draw higher. Um, Same thing with the SPY. I want price to come down into this area here and then continue to draw higher. I think if anything, I think where is it? Yeah, I think if anything, I think price does come into this area and then continues to draw higher. Um, the only curveball that may be thrown at us is if the big beautiful bill gets signed and approved by Trump. If that happens, then I don't expect price to come down here anymore because the way it closed here on Friday is kind of telling. It does look very bullish the way it closed, but I use this as inducement. Inducement basically means a lot of people think this is very bullish, but the market tricks people into thinking that this is bullish. And what does it do? It immediately comes down to sweep all of these lows, and then it draws higher. So I that's what I'm expecting. If we don't get a pullback into this area, then no entry. Just remember that, no entry. So that's what I'll be watching over the next few days. I want price to come down into this area and then draw higher. Um, just remember this chart is the same as this one. So on the SPY, I want price to come down into the 560, 60s, 550s area and then continue to draw higher. On the Qs, on the QQQs, I want price to come down into the 480, 470 area and then draw higher. So that's kind of what I'm thinking happens next week. If it happens, then great. If it doesn't, then on a V recovery, there is no pullback. And if there is a pullback, a lot of times it's very short and it's very dangerous to get in there. So you don't want to play with that. And if you don't remember, the V recovery is basically pretty much a V, the same as it was here for this V recovery during COVID. As you can see, this V is very sharp, and it rarely offered any pullbacks. It did offer a pullback here, but I don't like those types of pullbacks. Um, this pullback right here, this huge pullback during the 2020, during 2024, I think it was 2022 to 2023. So it lasted about a year. As you can see, it was like a big, I guess you can say sideways C. That is like a long-term recovery. This is a V recovery where it came back, and that's what we're getting here. So if we don't sweep these lows, then we might just continue to draw higher. So over the next few weeks, that's what I'm looking for. Over the next few weeks, I'll be watching. Um, I'll be watching to see if price is going to sweep those lows. I'll be bearish next week. That's my game plan. I'm looking for price to draw lower, so all of my plays are going to be based off of bearish price action. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. If I'm right, then that would be good. So that's the SPY and the Qs. Again, the SPY, I'm looking for price to come down into discount or close to discount in these areas, in the 570 to like 590 areas, or even 595 areas. Same thing here on ES, I mean on SPY, in the 560 to like 550 area. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Uh, but I'll know ahead of time. I'll know maybe about a day in advance what price is going to do, and based off of that, I'll let you know. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go in full screen, and then I'll go over your picks. All right. So first, we're gonna look at Apple. Okay. So Apple, I really like Apple. Before I said add in the 150 to 170 area, and as you can see, we barely touched that place before we started moving higher. Um, but I don't think it comes back down into this area anymore. What I think happens if price continues to draw higher after we get those sweeps on SPY and ES, I think the best place to add would be the 189 to 193 area. And the reason why I say that is because price likes to take out very smooth edges, kind of you don't really notice it here, but these are smooth edges diagonally. And as you can see, it created these really smooth edges, and then it flushed all these people. You see these smooth edges right here, this one and this one. Smooth edge came down, swept this, and then went high. So that's what I want to see on Apple. If Apple sweeps these highs into the 189 to 183 area, 189 to 183 area, that's where I would buy, because I don't think it comes back down into this area anymore. And this, to me, in my opinion, is the best one. Into the again 193 to 190, 189 area. Remember what I said about premium versus discount? That's what I'm looking for. All right, so this anything below 190, 191 area is discount. um, and I think it happens. I think it does happen. And the same thing, like I said in this picture, right? Move up, people get excited, they get in. What happens? They get really excited. They start adding more, adding more, adding more, and then what happens? Immediate flush, taking all of these people out. Same thing. That's what I'm expecting here. As you can see here, we got the move up. People got excited. Right here, number 3. It obviously doesn't flush this area, but it tries to get back up. So this is like a double top, smooth edges. So we have smooth edges up top, smooth edges up below. I would want to see price come down into the 189 to 193 area. That's where I would add with Apple. Um, Actually, let's put in a weekly. That way you can see it better. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so once again, 189 to 193 area is where I would add. The only way I see price coming down into these areas is if the whole world goes to shit. Um, yeah, the only way I see that price comes down into these areas again is if the world goes to shit or World War III starts or something like that. Which I don't know. We'll see. So be mindful about that. And when you're adding, don't go crazy. Don't add. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Add maybe 1, 2 shares here, 2 shares there. But again, um, I'll let you know when to add. Let's go into Disney. So Disney, I don't like because Disney has kind of already taken off. We are adding here very smooth edges. So I would like to see Disney come back into the 90, 92 to 100 area. So like right here, 92 to 100 area. If it does that, then that's where I would buy, because even though we do have smooth edges here. Now, with Disney, I'm not in love with Disney as much as I would want to be. So be very careful with Disney, because Disney has been failing a lot lately. Um, so that's the only negative thing I have about them. They've been around for quite a while, obviously, um, but I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. But as long as they change their, I guess you can say, their mission statement, um, then they should be all right. Hopefully. The only thing I don't like about Disney also, because well, we did have the sweep here. As you can see here, we swept all of these people that got long here, expecting price to continue drawing higher, and then what happened? Came back down, swept this low. Did it sweep? Yep, it did right here. As you can see, the tiny little break below. Uh, and then here we swept. So yeah, I think in the 92 to 100 area would be a good place to add for you. Because if we do, then we have all of this space up here, very smooth edges, and then right here you have very smooth edges. Um, but again, I like Disney, but I don't like Disney. Let's just say that it's a love and hate relationship. SPAX, there is no SPAX, but there is a Govy. SPAX is a treasury bond. The thing about the treasury is they're in an inverse of the SPY, so they play kind of an inverse. As you can see here, the last couple of days price went up, right? But that's only because the last couple of days price went down on SPY. So they work in inverses. So I don't know much about Govy, so I wouldn't play with it really. And it has been on a downtrend the last what the last 20 last 5 years, yeah. Um, so be very careful. I mean, I know it's $1 per share on your charts, but the closest chart for SPAXX is Govy. Um, so I wouldn't trust. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't trust it. GEV. Okay, so GEV went crazy. Like I said, there was no pullback. There was like a 1 day pullback, but I really don't trust those. I kind of like to see these types of pullbacks where price. What does it do here? Comes down, sweeps the high. Same thing here. Like I said, comes down, three, sweeps this high, gets everybody thinking, oh, we're going higher, we're going higher. What happens? It comes down, sweep this low right here, and then you get that massive move up. Um, so I don't think GEV comes down into this area. If it does, then great. If it doesn't, though, if it doesn't and continues drawing higher, what I would like to see is I would like to see something. Let's see. Actually, yeah, this right here. I would like to see. Imagine this leg is this leg right here. So what I would like to see is I would like to see a top form. Then I would like to see price come down. Actually, no, this is better. um, yeah, here you go. A top form, come down, sweeps up here, comes down, sweeps one more time, and then draws higher. And as you can see, you bought at discount here if you had, and then price went to drew higher. So that's what I would like to see on GEV. So no clear entry, but if once it starts drawing these weird diagonals or whatever, I would like to see price go up, sweep one more time, come back down, sweep another time, and then continue to draw higher. And you get in once price comes back into this area here, or once price sweeps the low into discount. If it does do that, then the only place I would be safe, or I would feel safe adding, would be in the 370 to 360 area, but it might just continue to draw higher. So you're best just waiting uh, for price to show you this. Um, goes up, comes down, goes up, sweeps, comes back down, sweeps, and then draws higher. Uh, MSFT, Microsoft. I like Microsoft. It's one of my favorites, but it's already kind of it's already it's already up here. So the best place I would like to add would be anywhere between the 425 to 395 area. This area here, because it already swept plenty of liquidity here. Um, and so there's a lot of demand here, a lot of demand, and there's supply below these areas here. So I would like for Microsoft to come down into the 425 to 390 area, 390 to 425, pretty much. And if it does, then that's where you get in, and then you just kind of ride it up. If it again, the only reason for price to come back down into these areas is if like World War III kicks off. So that's what I'm looking at with Microsoft, but it's already too high. It might not even come down into this area anymore. Actually, it might not even come down into this area anymore. And if it doesn't, then you know what? You missed it. Oh, this is a perfect example right here. Actually, let's perfect. No. Okay, perfect. All right. Perfect example. Yep. Okay. So see, up move, down move, down move, up move, sweeping all these people, getting a lot of people interested in the market. Comes back down, takes all of these people out, and then you get that move up, right? So as you can see here, we're only in this leg. So there's really nothing to do here. There's nothing to do. We're only in this first leg. So what I would like to see on Microsoft is maybe build that same thing again. So no entry on Microsoft unless it comes down to this 425 to 390-ish area. So no entry on Microsoft because we're in the first leg. Um, Actually, I don't need this anymore. You already know what I'm talking about. Uh, Microsoft. Let's look at MU. I think MU is the same concept. Yeah, same thing with MU. We swept the high here, so I would like for price to come down into this area here, 77.84 area. If it doesn't, then you just let it go. It just needs more price data. But yeah, 77 to 84 area if you're interested. PLTR. I like PLTR, but that one is also unfortunately gone. Um, yeah, 89 to 105 area. That's where I would add because as you can see right now, we're in leg. Uh, we're in leg one. Leg two is down here. I would like price to come down into this area and then go higher. Um, just because the market is moving at a fast pace does not mean that this will also go up. A lot of stocks don't move the way the market does, so just be mindful of that. Um, it'll probably just come back down slowly, and then maybe like during December when the market is already up here during December, it might finally come down into this area. So you do have to be very patient with how price moves. The only ones that move in sync with the market are the big wigs. Um, PLTR is okay, Palantir, but Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, AMD, they all move similar to how SPY and Qs move. So yeah, 189 to 105 on what is it on shit PLTR. All right, let's try one more thing. Actually, um, gotta do something real quick. Okay, so let's look at SMCI next. SMCI. Okay. Um, I'm not in love with SMCI, and the reason why is because okay, we did take out a lot of liquidity here, and here we took out a lot of liquidity, but it's been on a downtrend the last what last year or so, um, and we have very smooth edges here, very close to each other. So maybe get in below 27. So I don't really have much to say about this one. It's not a it's not a chart I really like. Uh, so maybe below 27, you get in at 27.68ish, and you use this as your stop, this low. If it goes below there, then it might continue to target these lows over here. So be very careful with this one. I'm not in love with the chart, um, and I won't say much about it because then it just confuses you. Let's go to Tesla. Okay, so Tesla came into this area here, like I said, 150 to 200 area. Um, now that now that Elon is back into it, I do think that it's gonna draw higher, and so I would like to see price come into the 275 to 300 area. If it does, that's where I would buy. Earnings is in about when uh, end of June. Wait, no, never mind. July. It already passed here. Beautiful. So yeah, I think with Tesla, you have to be very careful with Tesla because it could easily sweep these lows over here, even though we did have a pretty nice sweep here. Um, so I would add in the 275 to 300 area. Um, but again, don't go crazy with putting all your eggs in one basket. I think the safest ones are the big tech companies. But even with the safe with the big companies, you can't be careless with adding just because you think it's good. But yeah, with that one, I think maybe the 275 to 300 area, and that's where you would add because here, as you can see here, very uniform low, very uniform highs, kind of like a diagonal straight line, and the market likes to attack those types of areas. Um, Same thing here. This one, this one, this one, this one, kind of like smooth diagonally. And when price does that, the market likes to attack those very furiously. As you can see here, as soon as it got above these areas, it just went straight up. So I'm thinking that's what will happen here eventually, but it first needs to come back down before it goes up. Here on the daily, we have leg one, and then the move above this area here, getting a lot of people excited, only to come down and sweep these people out. So that's what I think about Tesla. But and this area would also be a discount as well. This area would also be discount of this whole move. This area below would be a discount of this whole move here. So that's where I would add. Let's look at AMD. AMD I love. Uh, so AMD, do you see these highs here? Very uniform. And I think eventually we'll get to these areas here. So you want to, I think the best place to add was this area, obviously, but it's no longer there. So I would add here in the 98 to 105 area. 98 to 105 area. If it gets below this area here, then it's probably going to come down to here. But again, like I said, the only way that we go down back down into these areas is if World War III kicks off or maybe some other crazy pandemic happens, um, which isn't far fetched to think about because this world is evil. But anyways, so yeah, 98 to 105 area is where I would definitely add some AMD. One of my favorites. I do think AMD goes up to eventually 300. Um, yeah, I do think that AMD eventually goes up to 300 because it's in direct competition. It's one of the better graphics cards out there. That one and Nvidia, those are at the top of their game when it comes to graphics. Nvidia is at the top of their game only because Elon Musk uses NVIDIA cards to power their AI, Grok, and and Grok is, what do you call that? Grok is my favorite because uh, Grok has something that all other AIs don't have. They have the ability to use um, Twitter, also known as X. Um, they have the ability to use X and Twitter as the um, they have the ability to use that data. Um, no other AI company has that data available to them because Twitter data is basically human data. I can't think of any other I can't think of any other company that has as much data as any other company. Maybe TikTok, but that's videos. With X, you have all types of data, so that's why I really like that one. Let's see. So yeah, that's with AMD. With AMD, it's the 98 to 105 area. Let's look at CEP. All right, CEP, I don't like it either. Smooth edges here, big gap here. Price likes to fill gaps. Gap here, you see how it filled it and then came back down. I don't trust it. If you do, maybe in the 35 to 37, 80th, 80ish area, but there's just not enough data in my opinion. It's only been around what 2 months. It could be good, but I still don't like it. Let's see here. Let's look at NU. Uh, I don't know much about NU, but I do like this right here. This is what's called the bullish flag, indicative of bullish price action. So maybe in the 111 to 1150 area. Uh, but again, I don't know much about it to even talk about it for too long. But technically speaking, this area would be in the 11 to 1150 area. And last one is XRPI. No data, so um, I'm not even get. Yeah, no data. Um, let me go to this one right here. And the reason why I don't want to do anything about that one is because as you can see here, when it first came out, people went crazy over it. It started going nuts. And that's possibly what might happen. But then what happens after it kind of settles, it just kind of tanked, went below these lows. So I'm trying to think of a good example. Actually, PLTR is a good example, maybe. Um, yeah, here it is, PLTR. Okay. Obviously, with XRPI, it first went down and then it went crazy high. But what happened afterwards? It kind of settled down, and then you had to wait about 3-4 years for it to give you this. Um, so no, 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 no opinion when it comes to XRPI. I just never heard about it. I don't even know what it is, but it's just not something I like or am even would even be interested in doing. Maybe on the 4 hour, what I would like to see is maybe something like this, and then we get that move higher. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm not really interested. But yeah, that's pretty much it.